I'm a mute. What's yours?
King Bully boys. Look at them all. They're here to prevent a breach of the peace, and so far they've stomped on someone.
Run them over!
Oh, that's a bit violent of you!
Officer, I'm trying to find people going around. You're not doing your job! I thought you were protecting society. You're only protecting the far right, aren't you? Refugees are welcome here! Say it loud! Say it clear! Refugees are welcome here! Say it loud! Say it clear! Refugees are welcome here! Say it loud! Say it clear! Refugees are welcome here! Anti-fascist! Anti-fascist! Anti-fascist!
At the end of the day, everyone has a lawful right to protest, and we give them a bit of time to make it. It looks like a militia checkpoint.
Militia checkpoint. Flippin' heck.
Would you allow Nazis to do this? Because extremism is Nazis.
Gonna have to change the body cam battery in a minute.
I've all got a bed front and saying welcome here.
Hey?
I said, I've all got a bed front, they say you're welcome here.
Oh yeah.
Ask them to put them up in their house. Oh, I could do that. They're great unwashed.
Yeah.
See how bloody burned out. He tied that lefty up and not so bullshit.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've got some awesome footage.
You shred it quick, man. You need to edit it and get it up quick.
Yeah, I know.
Probably edit it tonight then.
I'll have to do it tonight and get it uploaded tonight as well. I don't know what time is it, 5 o'clock yet? Not quite. I want to try going live at 5 o'clock if I can. It's a shame I wasn't live when old Bully Boy trod on that woman over there when he knocked her over a minute ago.
Oh well.
Would have been great to go live on YouTube for that one, wouldn't it?
Oh well.
Seeing the police trampling over a woman.
You've got to be pleased for that. Fair play to him if you
I
ask me.
got his number.
I'm just thinking grunges.
The problem is, mate, the police are here to prevent a breach of the peace, and so far they haven't de-escalated anything, they've just escalated it. Pushing and shoving women over onto the floor won't be helping very much. I wonder what they'll say when I get my drone up again in a bit. Take this opportunity to switch batteries around, I think. Well, it's a bit quiet, hasn't it?
Car coming!
Yeah, the cards.
Choice Service Safety Officer. Okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I did say I was going to try and go live today, And as you can see, I am live now, live on YouTube, down at Carn Brea Leisre Centre for the Reform Party Conference. There's a little bit of a protest here going on. I have seen, there's only been a couple of scuffles. One of them involving a police officer trampling over a woman. But it hasn't been too bad. I'm hoping to stay live until Nigel Farage turns up at 6 o'clock. I'm hoping that my signal will let me do that. I have got some video from earlier on that I will put up. That'll possibly go up tomorrow. I did film the police trampling that woman, which will also be going up tomorrow. This is where the main problem was earlier on. Everybody decided to abandon the main entrance and head down to this side entrance here because everybody that was attending the convention was going in this entrance. So there was a bit of a to-do here between the police and the protesters. I'm down at Carn Brea Leisre Centre. I missed who commented that, but thank you for the comment. Down at Carn Brea Leisre Centre today. Nigel Farage is coming down for the Reform Party Conference. So I thought I would get it. I knew there was going to be some protesters down here today. I've only just started going live. I have been here for about an hour and a half. There has been a bit of a to-do between some of the protesters and the police. One lady got trampled by a police officer who didn't seem to care, to be perfectly honest. And I think it may have been that gentleman there that was on the phone. 4584, something like that. I did read his number out earlier on, so that will be on the video when I put it out. It definitely won't be tonight, I don't think. But they're all here waiting for Mr. Farage to arrive. There's half a dozen plainclothes, presumably diplomatic protection. They've been walking around here, making themselves known. I did have an interesting chat with that. Hello Dan, how are you mate? Here it is. First live of YouTube. I haven't really had anything that I could go live on yet, so I thought today would be the perfect place to do it. I'm not entirely sure whether there's only one group of protesters or whether there's both, but there doesn't seem to be a divisible line between any of them. So it's difficult to actually tell who's who. There has been a little bit of a scuffle between two of the protesters, which I did also film earlier on. They were both calling each other fascist, and that was pretty much the end of it.
People's Republic of Cornwall now!
And there's two gentlemen from the with earpieces in and suits on, presumably from the Diplomatic Protection Squad. I'm actually live. I actually managed to go live. 5 at the moment. It's a bit 5 o'clock is a bit of an awkward time to do it because everyone's at work still. So I'm hoping that it might pick up a little bit before old Nigel Farage gets here. There's not a huge amount going on at the moment really guys. We're waiting for the main man to arrive at 6 o'clock or just before. Another gentleman there. So there is definitely a few plainclothes officers around. And obviously we've already seen the huge amount of uniformed officers that are around. As I said earlier on in the video, they did have a reviewer. It's Nigel Farage is coming down to the Carn Brea Leisure Centre today for the Reform Party conference. So I'm down here with a body cam. I took the drone up earlier and got a few shots before everything kicked off. So it's just a straight up and over really. There's nothing of too much interest on the drone footage. But as you can see, it's the police are here in force, standing down here, which is fun considering that the protesters up there. But yeah, they were a little bit rough earlier on with the crowd. I did have a chat with one of the constables. There was a lot of effing and blinding going on right in front of them. And I did mention to them that it's a Section 5 public order offence and he should be arrested. And I got told, I pretty much got told that what his version of the law was what he thought it was. So he kind of basically said, I make the law up as I go along. He did pull him over and have a word with him a little while afterwards. But yeah, there was an awful lot of effing and jeffing going on. And I think if that had been me as an auditor out and about doing a video, I possibly would have got warned and then arrested. But no, because it's a protest, he let him get away with it. But I am hoping to stay live until 6 o'clock when Nigel Farage turns up. Gasping for a fag, I never thought about that. I should have had one before I went live, really.
tell these youngins just so I can get them to subscribe.
I don't want them shouting it out though, because everyone will know it then. Gone a bit quiet here for a minute. There's been lots of chanting going on, as you probably heard in the video earlier on. Go and have a wander up round the back a minute and see. I am, yeah, I'm live. So I noticed that there was 2 marked units there earlier on in the car park. I've since noticed that there's another one slightly further back. So that's 3 marked units in the actual leisure centre car park. And then down on the other entrance, I think there's 3 vans and 2 cars parked up down there as well. Is there drones over there, is there? Oh yeah, that's the police drone. Yeah, the police have got their drone up as well, which will make it interesting when I put mine up in a minute, but never mind. I'm going to do it anyway. They're too far away to be of any problems to me. A couple of bobbies headed off towards the car there, presumably to warm up for a minute. I was hoping to put the drone up for when Mr. Farage arrived, but as I'm live, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. All this is being done on my phone, by the way, not my body cam, which is why it possibly be a bit shaky as I'm walking along. I will try and stop for any reasonable footage. Yeah, as you can see down the other side there, there's 2 riot vans and a police car down there. I have just been told by a little lad that the police drone pilot is in Tesco's car park flying. So I'm going to have to watch that when I get my drone up in a bit. But it's plenty far enough away not to get involved with my drone too much. But yeah, it's on and haggle against fascism. St. Piran was a refugee. All true. I did ask one of the constables earlier on which way Mr. Farage was going to be coming from. And they said, we don't know, we're not even told for security purposes. So I don't know whether he's going to be coming from that way, whether he's coming in that way for the main entrance, or quite possibly more likely, I think, he'll probably sneak in the back way. Which will obviously be through those doors there. That lady there has been out walking around quite a lot. She's with a diplomatic protection, I would imagine. She was out here getting a... Oh good, Dan, I'm glad that I've got a good signal. I was really concerned that I wasn't going to get a very good signal down at Carn Brea. So yeah, thank you for letting me know, mate, thank you. But yeah, we're all just waiting for the main man, really, I think. There's been a few people that have gone in that entrance. The protesters did have the barricades up across that pathway earlier on. So the police had to sort of get a bit heavy-handed and push the crowds back so that people could actually gain access to the building. That was when that lady got trampled. But there's been no dramas yet on the live. We did have one earlier on. A police officer trampled a woman. She fell over when they were trying to get the signs removed from around the other side there. And I think she fell over and tripped, and one of the officers stood on her. There was no apology, no nothing. He just sort of carried on and trampled over her and got on with what he was doing, which I thought was a bit uncalled for, really. I did get that on video, so I will put that on the channel hopefully tomorrow, if I can get home and edit it all tonight. It's going to depend how much I can get done, because I am going to have about 3 or 4 hours of footage here. So I think I'm going to have to pick and choose my moments a little bit as to what I put on the channel, unless you want the whole thing unedited. But yeah, that's right, Dan. Where there's a blame, there's a claim. I got a bit aggravated at that and shouted that you're supposed to work for the people and not the government, and I did call a couple of them bully boys, which, well, it might seem a bit unfair, but I mean there was a couple of them where they really had pushed back at the crowd. They took a couple of the banners and thrown them away. I know West Country Bumpkin, they are bullies. I'm having to try and stay a bit neutral if I can, because I don't want to be sort of known as to be involved in the protest. I'm here kind of reporting on it rather than getting involved in it. But like I said, down there earlier on when they pushed that lady over, I did call a couple of them bullies, because I think that was undeserved. I don't know if you can hear them chanting or not. There's probably 200 people here, maybe. So certainly not in the leagues of sort of DJ for the riots and whatever. But it's a good gathering for Cornwall, really. But it's really difficult to find out when people are going to be protesting and what they're going to be protesting about. I happened to see a bit in the, I don't know whether it was one of the local newspapers that said that Nigel Farage was coming down today and that there was some protests planned, which is part of the reason that I decided to come down. But normally, by the time I hear about the protests, it's on the West Country News, and it's already been and gone that day. So it's really good that I've been able to get down here today. Chanting, Nazi scum off our streets. The protesters are being fairly reasonable at the moment. They are moving to let cars and people go through. I'm not sure what will happen once people start going into the conference centre though, or the leisure centre for the conference. That was part of the reason there was a lot of pushing and shoving earlier on, because people were trying to get in. I might pass you over to my cameraman a minute so I can make a crafty cigarette before I come back.
No, I got it.
Cheers, mate. We've got a bit of live music up here now, so I'm going to come up and... So even in a protest, we can still have a bit of music.
And these bastards just walking in.
Oh, I don't know if you can see that on the live, but I've just been told that Nigel Farage is speaking at 7:20 tonight. Thank you, Cornish girl. I do know the conference starts at 6, so I'm assuming that Mr. Farage will be here for the start of the conference at 6 o'clock. What are you doing, you wally? You can protest, I can video. What are you doing? He looks really silly on YouTube because this is going live. I'm not sure why, but he doesn't like me, really doesn't like me filming. So just get a nice close-up. There we go, nice close-up shot. And he's got to cover his face as well, look.
Nasty Nige is a cocksucker. It's a real cocksucker.
Thank you for that.
Nasty Nigel's a cocksucker.
That's it, right. Somebody else is going to have to sing it. I'm going to start and do this. So, yeah, right. Right, can somebody sing it? Can somebody sing it? Alright, I'll go through it. I think I'll go through it and then just join in whenever you fucking want to join in. I'll sing the chorus, but I feel weird doing the verse. I'll just start playing first.
machine wheels and divas as they spun around. Walking clear on time. Daily promise land until the Lord calls me to sit at his hand. For this is my Eden, and I'm not alone, 'cause this is my Cornwall, and this is my
home.
I've left Charlie's in the soft sound of sand.
Everybody's so Cornish they don't know the words. Take a wander down to see our friendly police officers again a minute, because they don't seem to be doing an awful lot at the moment. I've just seen a message on here saying he's not speaking till 7:20. I assume he'll be here at 6 for the start of the conference though. All these policemen just stood here doing absolutely nothing. I mean, I could understand. Obviously, the second riot van turned up when they were having all the problems with the protesters. They were by the door there, but I can't see why everybody's here now still. That gentleman there in the high vis is the one that I asked to arrest that guy for section 5, and he basically said no, my interpretation of the law is my interpretation. So he's pretty much said that he just does what he wants when he feels like it. And that gentleman there, 58 I think his number is, He's a bit of a bully boy too. He was in there pushing and shoving. As you'll see in the other video when it goes live on the channel. Evidence gatherers are in blue high vis. Yeah, the liaison, police liaison. There's 3 of them here knocking around somewhere, or there were earlier on. But unfortunately, none of them were down the bottom when that all kicked off earlier on. I think they were all up here watching the other. They kind of split into 2. And the more physical ones seem to disappear down around the corner and block that entrance. And the quieter ones just stood up there chanting again. But it might be nothing. It may well be that I saw something that didn't happen. But I mean, it's on camera, and I will check it when I get home later. But to me, it looked like they just pushed the thing over and just trampled her. I did have a nice chat with that gentleman there earlier on with a beard. He's quite a nice guy. He really didn't look like he wanted to be here. He was just looked bored rigid, bless him. We got a nice Tri-Services safety officer there as well. And I'm not sure whether they're sworn in or... I think they are sworn in. I might go and ask her. Oh yeah, you're all right. Just a quick question. Are you sworn in as a Tri-Services safety officer? You're not? Okay, fair enough. That was it. Thank you. So there, yeah, she's not sworn in. So she has absolutely no powers whatsoever then. She's got as much powers as a doorman, which again are very little, to be fair. Well, we're just waiting, guys. We've been live for 35 minutes almost. And he is expected, I'm assuming, for when the conference starts. But apparently he's not speaking until 7:20. So it may well be that he won't get here until 7:15. It depends if he wants to come out and face his protesters, really, I suppose. But to be fair, there's not quite as much police activity as I thought there was going to be. I can't see the police drone up there anymore. Take a wander back up a minute and see if I can see the police drone back up. The police had their drone up a minute ago.
Hey?
Police had their drone up.
Did they?
Yeah, it was up over there a minute ago. Wouldn't matter. As long as I don't get too close, there's nothing they can do about it. Yeah, I can't see the police drone up there anymore. It looks like they might have brought it down again. But it's possible that it was up there for evidence gathering. I'm surprised that they've dropped it back down again. But I certainly can't see it up there anywhere. Sorry, I'm pointing this at the sky, aren't I, rather than anything else. I can't see it up there now, mate, can you?
No, you wouldn't miss it.
No, it was a flipping great big thing. You definitely wouldn't miss it. I mean, I zoomed in and managed to catch it on the camera, so it's quite big. No, it doesn't look like the drone's up anymore. Yeah, we got the blue tabards up there, look, Dan. Yeah, those two. And there was another one knocking around earlier, but he seems to have disappeared.